Hi, my name is Joshua Rupp, and I'm coming to you from northern Michigan, way up here in Gaylord, which is just an hour south of the Mackinac Bridge. And yes, it is cold and we have lots of snow. But as we like to say, if you're going to have it cold, you might as well have the snow with it because it's a lot of fun. I've got a 12-year-old daughter named Abigail and a 10-year-old son named Braden. I've been married for 17 years. My wife, Julia, and I. Julia's background is in education, and she served at the Evangelical Free Church where I served, and she was the full-time children's ministry director. I'm in my 40s right now, if you can't tell, and I was 3.5 years old when I was telling my mom how much I wanted to go be with God in heaven. And she said, "Do you know how to get there?" And I said, "Yes, I do, to ask Jesus to forgive me my sins and receive his free gift." And so she led me in a prayer. And I'll never forget when I jumped out of the van after I said that prayer and my feet hit the ground. And I felt this joy from the bottom of my feet all the way up to the top of my head. And looking back on it now, I know it was the presence of the Holy Spirit. And as I got older and got more involved in music, it became very clear that he had a calling on my life to use the gift of music he'd given to me for his glory and for worship and helping to bring his people into a deep connection with his heart through worship.
The power of his blood. Amen. Amen. I'm alive because he lives. Amen. Amen. Let my song join the one that never ends. He lives.
The preferences that we have in worship should be celebrated, but the purpose of our worship to experience God's presence and express wholehearted worship to him, that's everything should be in alignment with that core purpose. I love partnering with the senior pastor and the church leadership. I established a three-legged stool. It was a worship leadership team, and that team helped me with budget, helped me with auditions and interviews, and the general governance of my worship team. And underneath that was the worship design group and the worship arts creative ideas group. So creative ideas was open to anyone. 15, 20 people could come on a Saturday morning and we'd get together and we would look at the sermon theme usually about 8 weeks out. And we'd get all these ideas, videos and staging and skits, and we'd narrow it all down and say, yeah, that's it. That's a good idea to portray this truth in this way. And then so the creative ideas would meet once a month, and then the worship design group would meet. We met once a week with me and the senior pastor, just a smaller group of people that said, okay, now that we have these ideas, where do they go in the flow that fits best and makes sense? And how do we follow up with the ideas to make sure that they happen? Those are some of the core tenets of how I approach ministry. It's people driven, it's purpose driven, and I'm very grateful for the privilege of partnering and being a part of what God is doing in the church through worship, through music, through the arts. So as you watch this video and you consider whether it's a good fit, I look forward to connecting with you and interacting and to see where God leads. Thanks so much, and God bless.